one from the other place.
Yeah. He's looking forward to that.
Yeah, right next to the temple.
Yeah.
How far are you from the temple now?
10 minutes.
10-minute drive?
Yes. It's not long. He's probably with the new interview, so hopefully his job figures out soon.
He's getting a different job.
Hopefully. Who knows?
Yeah, it's not going to be a startup, it'll be an actual. Right now, it's a startup.
I think he's doing both.
It'll be a startup.
Sure. But hopefully I'm trained him in to get the job.
Yeah.
You doing that thing when you sleep?
Yeah, we just stopped it.
You stop it?
Yeah, we stopped it.
Yeah.
There you go. Thank you. Oh, good. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Vihari 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 Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Yasodhana Braja Janaranjana Yasodhana Braja Janaranjana Yasodhana Braja Janaranjana Yasodhana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunjavihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradari Gopijana Vallabha Yasodhanandana Rajanandana Yasodhanandana Rajanandana Yasodhanandana Rajanandana Yasodhanandana Rajanandana Yamadira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya 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 Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So, this morning I'm reading from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 3, text number 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 6 verses. So we'll just read the first verse, and we'll go to good, read all 6 and repeat them all. Okay. Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Indra Indriya Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapatim
Prajakama Prajapatim
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Indra Indriya Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapatim
Prajakama Prajapatim
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Yajita Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Indra Indriya Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapatim
Prajakama Prajapatim Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Brahma
Varchasa Kamastu Yajita Brahmana Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapatim
Prajakama Prajapatim Brahma Varchas Kamastu
Brahma Varchasa
Kamastu
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapatim
Prajakama Prajapatim
Brahma Varchas Kamastu
Brahma Varchasa Kamastu
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Yajita Brahmana Patim
Prajakama Indra Kamastu
Indram Indriya Kamastu
Prajakama Prajapati
Prajakama Prajapatim
So I'll just read the translation and we'll go on to see one who desires to be absorbed in the impersonal Brahma Jyoti effulgence should worship the master of the Vedas, the Lord Brahma, or Brihaspati, the learned priest. One who desires powerful sex should worship the heavenly king Indra, and one who desires good progeny should worship the great progenitors called the Prajapatis. One who desires good fortune should worship Durga Devi, the superintendent of the material world. One desiring to be very powerful should worship fire, and one who aspires only after money should worship the Vasus. I'm sure there's a lot of people that worship the Vasus and Indra. One should worship the Rudra incarnations Lord Shiva if he wants to be a great hero. One who wants a large stock of grain should worship Aditi. One who desires to attain the heavenly planets should worship the sons of Aditi. One who desires a worldly kingdom should worship Vishwadeva. One who wants to be popular with the general mass of the population should worship the Sadhya demigod. One who desires a long span of life should worship demigods known as the Ashwini Kumaras. And a person desiring a strongly built body should worship the earth. One who desires stability in his post should worship the horizon and the earth combined. Interesting. One who desires to be beautiful should worship the beautiful residents of the Gandharva planet. And one who desires a good wife should worship the Apsaras and the Urvasi society girls of the heavenly kingdom. One who desires domination over others should worship Lord Brahma, the head of the universe. One who desires tangible fame should worship the personality of Godhead. And one who desires a good bank balance should worship the demigod Varuna. If one desires to be a greatly learned man, he should worship Lord Shiva. And if one desires a good marital relation, he should worship the chaste goddess Uma, the wife of Lord Shiva. So there's a list, there's a good list of things. Anybody want to say anything? Here you go.
Go past. Go past.
Yeah, we'll back. Purport. There are different modes of worship for different persons desiring success in particular subjects. The conditioned soul, living within the purview of the material world, cannot be an expert in every type of materially enjoyable asset, but one can have considerable influence over a particular matter by worshipping a particular demigod, as mentioned above. Ravana was made a very powerful man by worshipping Lord Shiva, and used to offer severed heads to please Lord Shiva. He became so powerful by the grace of Lord Shiva that all the demigods were afraid of him until he at last challenged the personality of Godhead Sri Ramachandra, and thus ruined himself. In other words, all such persons who aspire after gaining some or all the material objects of enjoyment, or the gross materialistic persons, are on the whole less intelligent, as confirmed in the Bhagavad Gita 7:20. It is said there that those who are bereft of all good sense, or those whose intelligence is withdrawn by the deluding energy of Maya, aspire to achieve all sorts of material enjoyment in life by pleasing the various demigods, or by advancing in material civilization under the heading of scientific progress. Which verse is that? 7:20? The real problem of life in the material world is to solve the question of birth, death, old age, and disease. No one wants to change his birthright. No one wants to meet death. No one wants to be old or invalid. And no one wants disease. But these problems are solved neither by the grace of any demigod, nor by the so-called advancement of material science. In the Bhagavad Gita, as well as in the Srimad Bhagavatam, such less intelligent persons have been described as devoid of all good sense. Sukha Goswami said that out of the 8,400,000 species of living entities, the human form of life is rare and valuable. And out of those rare human beings, those who are conscious of the material problems are rarer still. And the still more rare persons are those who are conscious of the value of the Srimad Bhagavatam, which contains the messages of the Lord and his pure devotees. Death is inevitable for everyone, intelligent or foolish. But Prakrit Maharaj has been addressed by the Goswami as the Manasi, or the man highly developed mind, the mind of a highly developed mind, because at the time of death he left all material enjoyment and completely surrendered unto the lotus feet of the Lord by hearing his messages from the right person, Sukadeva Goswami. But aspirations for material enjoyment by endeavoring persons are condemned. Such aspirations are something like the intoxication of the degraded human society. Intelligent persons should try to avoid these aspirations and seek instead the permanent life by returning home back to God. Om Yana Tamil Visya Gananjana Salakaya Chakshum Litam James Tasana Shri Lukam Go to Achala and Langam Vijaya Nipipad Balam Vishri Vanchakapatu Vishaka Prasade Vishaka Hala Vaishnavi Lama Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Adhikara Shri Sati Lord Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Here we're seeing how people are approaching different demigods to fulfill their material desires, which are a problem in themselves. The Chaitanya Charitamrita said, Bhakti Mukti Spriya.
Bhakti Mukti Siddhikam.
No.
Oh, sorry.
It's another Bhakti Mukti Spriya. Anyway, this says that that those who are desiring material enjoyment or liberation, it's like they're like two witches, and one is being haunted by these witches. And as long as one has these two desires, one cannot experience the bliss of pure devotional service. Our statement. So these material desires, actually, they just, the end result is just misery. They're thinking that they're going to get happiness. This is the illusion. So, also in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, chapter Vidhava Jana Sukha Artha Jigyasa Jnani Chana, that there's four types of persons that approach it. Those who are distressed, a lot of those people. That's the first one. Artha Jigyasa. Then people that are Artha Jigyasa, there are also people that are looking to God for wealth. A lot of money in religion. And then, of course, then there's people that are looking for knowledge and looking for the absolute truth. These are the four types of people. Yeah, but the distress, this is the main one. And actually, many devotees came because there was distress. There was one friend of mine. He was in the military. He was in Vietnam. He was in Vietnam in the war, and yeah, he was in the war, and they were in a helicopter, and they all jumped out with parachutes, and immediately upon landing, they were getting shot by the Vietnamese. And this friend of mine, he hit the deck, as they say, and he's crying out, God, please, please save me, God, please save me. He was like one of the three that survived out of the platoon. And then when he got back to the States, he became a devotee.
That was Samba Satya, you know, from Miami?
Yeah.
One part?
Yeah.
I thought that was.
Well, he also, yeah, he was in Vietnam. He lost an arm. But this devotee, he was Rajaval, he was crying out, so Krishna heard him, and he became a devotee. So yeah, a lot of distress and war. Like, jeez. But it's actually the mercy of Krishna. It's the tree of world of Dukala and Sasana. It's a place of suffering. So there's a lot of distress. And even the Bhagavad Gita was spoken because of distress. Arjuna was in great distress because he was being asked to kill two of his most dear leaders, Vishnu. I mean, everybody loved Vishnu. So he's being asked to kill him. And also his teacher, who also he had so much love for. He's being asked to kill him. I mean, we can't even imagine. I mean, it's even hard to say the word, but imagine if someone, if you were asked to kill Prabhupada. I mean, just to say that, just like, isn't it? So this, just to give you an idea, this is what Arjuna was asked to. It's described in the Bhagavad Gita. His eyes were filled with tears, and he's a kshatriya. You don't generally don't see the big crowd. I mean, women, it's not that unusual. Yeah, pretty rare. Seeing here, Arjuna, the biggest warrior, his eyes are filled with tears. He said, Krishna, I cannot do this. I cannot fight. And he laid down his bow. So much distress. But what did Krishna say? Kaivyam mas ma gama artha. Give up such weakness of heart and stand. Asocham amasotus Vijaya. You know, speaking, he was giving different reasons of why. Why we should not fight. We kill all these people, then the women have no husbands. So many reasons. He said, then Krishna said, well, speaking learned words or mourning for that which is not worthy of grief. Those who are wise, they lament neither for the living nor for the dead. And he went on to say that you're concerned about Bhishma. He's not going to die. He's going to either win and then he'll have the kingdom, or if he leaves his body, he goes to the heavenly kingdom. Why not? But the Bhagavad Gita was spoken because of the distress of Arjuna. Now, if Bhishma was not there, and the teacher's name is Dronacharya was not there, wouldn't be a problem. Let's go. Let's do it. You know? But because those two are there, oh, big hesitation. Just Christians are asking me to just I find it to be impossible. Therefore, the Bhagavad Gita was spoken because of his distress. And it's interesting that his grandson, Prithviraj, was also in distress. He was in the forest, he was thirsty, he asked for some water. And Shamika Rishi didn't give it. So he put a dead snake around his neck. And Shringi heard about this and he was cursed to die in 7 days. So that happened because of course, this is how Krishna's relation. But the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken because of that distress. And he also got to go back to God because of that. stress. So distress, quite often it's a blessing in disguise. One door closes, another door opens. So distress, therefore Queen Kunti should pray. Vikata Sankata Sasya Tati Tati Jigat. Bhagavato Darshanam Yasud Aparam Bhagavatam. She prayed, please, give me calamity, give me distress. Bring it on, let it keep going. Because that's when she makes a Christian. And thus overcomes the cycle of birth and death. So it's a real blessing. Sometimes it's hard to see. Sometimes it's hard to see it as a blessing when it first happens, but then later one sees, oh, it was a blessing. So distress is good. Another reason people come is, people are looking for money. There was one person, he became known as Pasture Air because he was a big cheater, and he became known as fraud, and he had to give up his ministry. He had to spend some time in jail. But what he would do, he had one assistant, and his assistant would see him. He would get a lot of mail because he was a pretty popular pastor, so he was getting a lot of mail. And what he would do is he'd open the envelope and see if there's any money. If there wasn't any money, he would throw it away. If there was money, he'd take the money out. Never read a letter. It's just a little fruitive. It's a little bit fruitive. So yeah, people go to God for money. And people go to God for knowledge. Sometimes people just want to know. It's like Bhagavad Gita is very famous, and sometimes people just want to, they've heard about it, let me see what's there, get a little information, add it on to the other information I got, just get some knowledge. But no real interest in the spiritual life, just to get the knowledge. It's like even in the universities, Bhagavad Gita is famous. There's one professor, he said, the essence of the Bhagavad Gita is the 11th chapter, the universal form. Which there wasn't much devotion in there of the universe. So, but Krishna said, but the person who is looking for the absolute truth, this is the person who he's most dear to. They're actually looking for the truth. And some devotees, they get the Bhagavad Gita because they're looking. Krishna reigns. He's in the heart. So he reigns. Them to get a Bhagavad Gita. And because they're actually looking for the truth. When they become devotees, those are the ones that stick. They're the ones that stay. Other devotees, they come for different reasons. Nice prashad. Good association. Roof over the head. But they don't stay. Because there's some kind of roof. There's one devotee, he was living in the East Coast, and one friend of his joined the temple in Los Angeles. And he thought, oh, this is my friend. So he flew over. And when he got to the temple, his friend had left. In blue. He thought, hey, we're going to check it out. Let's see what they have. So this is 1978. And he's still there. He was just going to go visit his friend. Yeah, he's one of the, I forgot his name, black skin devotee. He always serves out prasada.
Yes, very friendly.
Very friendly.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Very good, very nice devotee. Yes. So he had no interest in the money or he wasn't distressed or wasn't looking for knowledge, just nothing, just I'm gonna go visit my friend. But he became a very good devotee. So yeah, people come for different reasons. And I remember when I first started doing book distribution in Miami, they had me going out to the street lights in Miami, and there was other people also out there selling stuff and getting donated, and so it was done. It was very difficult, very difficult. Street light book distribution. Understand. But it was actually it was good in the sense that I had to take shelter first. And I was thinking, well, maybe there's a verse in the Bhagavad Gita that can help me in this difficult type of service. So the first verse I ever learned was Yangi Navyatye Purusam Purusasava Samadukha Sukandriyan Soma Purvaya. One who is not disturbed in happiness and distress and is steady in both is certainly eligible for liberation. That was the first verse I was. One who is not disturbed in happiness or distress and is steady in both is certainly. What's interesting is one who is not disturbed by happiness or now how can you be disturbed by happiness? Right? One might ask, well, I mean, I can understand being disturbed by distress. That's easy to understand. But happiness? The reason is because sometimes the material happiness, not sometimes, but quite often, it gets in the way of actual happiness. Material happiness gets in the way, actually makes you go further away. Material distress, that actually kind of helps you get closer. But material happiness is even worse because you think there's something there. There's nothing there, but you're getting further away. Right? So, and therefore also Krishna says that O son of kingdom, the non-permanent appearance of happiness and distress and their disappearance in due course is like the appearance and disappearance of wind or season. One must learn to tolerate without being disturbed. Matra Sparsha was to call the Sitosna Sutta. So again, Krishna is saying, yeah, tolerate. So this process, Krishna consciousness, a lot of it is about tolerance. And Krishna Bhagavatam says that one's greatness must be estimated by how tolerant one is in disturbing situations, in reversals. This is how one can judge one's advancement. Is how tolerant we are in reversals. There's a lot of things you got to tolerate. Bed bugs, people. Actually, one of the most difficult things to tolerate in books is you got to tolerate people. Because, they're all in the modes of nature, and sometimes you catch some of them really in the modes of nature. Really people, you got to tolerate. And befriend them. That's one of the golden rules of book distribution. Right. Everybody goes away with a good impression. Not easy to be friendly all the time. Therefore, Krishna says that he's very, very pleased with those who are friendly to others. It's not easy to be friendly all the time. But this is this is one of the qualities of a devotee. He's very kind. And what is that? The verse about which Titikshava Karunika Surya Sarvate Ajata Sarvata Sarva Sarvadusha. He's tolerant. Dikshiva. Now, if one is tolerant, then one can also be compassionate. If we're not tolerant, how can we be compassionate? It's not possible. So tolerance is very important. And then compassion. So nice. Compassionate. The Prabhupada used to quote Jesus Christ, and he was so tolerant and he was so compassionate that when they put him on the cross, Jesus said, "Please forgive them, God, for they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. They're fools. Please forgive them." Tolerant and forgiving. Compassion. Friend to all humanity. Not just human beings, but to all humanity. It's like they have. Like if you sometimes you see these random acts of kindness, and a lot of times one of the random acts of kindness is saving a dog or saving a cat, but meanwhile I'm killing cows. Terrible. So it's nice random acts of kindness, but we should, who could be kind to? Be kind to all of them. The pet dogs. There's that pastime of Prabhupada. He was in Mayapur, and Shuddhagirti was beside him, and the mosquito got him. They had the net, that's mosquitoes, but the mosquito got in. So, Prabhupada, should I kill it? He said, no. And then he saw the land of Prabhupada. He said, now you can kill it. He's attacked. So kind to all entities, but if they attack, that's another, like bed bugs, that's their whole thing. They attack. That's their whole thing. They just attack. Now with mosquitoes, that's another thing, because only half of them attack. Only the females. Males don't attack. They're vegetarian. Yeah, they're vegetarian. Because the females, they're attacking to get blood to help their offspring fertilize. Yeah, to fertilize their babies. The males don't bite. It's only half of them. So when you see a mosquito, don't kill it immediately. It might be a male. Could be a Prabhu. So, but in general, devotees are fine fellows. So, Tatikshivat Guruja Surda Sarajata Satvata something. He doesn't have an enemy. Just like Yudhisthira, he was known as one who had no enemy. Others were enemies towards him, but he had no enemy. Such a great. I mean, this is why Krishna, he wanted this war. He wanted this war because he wanted a great leader to lead the world. Duryodhana, such a terrible person, tried to kill the Pandavas, the most saintly people on the planet. He tried to kill them. Imagine such a terrible. So Krishna wanted Yudhisthira. So therefore he wanted this war, although it meant also killing Bhishma. So, yeah, Krishna, he knows what is best. There used to be a show, Father Knows Best. So Krishna is the Supreme Father. He knows what's the best for everyone. And therefore he left us the Bhagavad Gita so we can learn. Imagine if we didn't have the Bhagavad Gita. We didn't have the Srimad Bhagavatam. We didn't have great Vaishnavas. Man, kind of scary, huh? No direction, just under the modes of nature, pretty much associated with karma. Prabhupada, so kind. He's so kind that he came and he gave so much association, and he left us so many books. If we just read these books and follow the teachings, then we can go back to gratitude. If we associate with devotees, we serve the devotees, then we get purified. And that's what it's all about, getting purified, so that we can serve Krishna. Just like we chant this Hare Krishna mantra. Prabhupada said that we should chant like a child flying out to the mother. I was in the airport one time, distributing books with it. A child had got lost from the mother, and the child was just wailing, was crying. Yeah. So that's the move we should have. Chanting to cry out, Krishna, please, please help me to be a pure soul with a pure mind, so I could serve you. Another time he said we should chant in the mood of Krishna, please accept me. Please accept me once again. Because Krishna is independent, he doesn't have to do anything. He doesn't have to do anything. So we beg, Krishna, please forgive me. Take his japa affirmations, so nice. Few of those he says we should be in a mood of Krishna, please forgive me. Repenting for offenses. Please forgive me. And then go on. Prabhupada said, even though one may be offensive, if he keeps chanting, then one becomes free of. So why are the offenses there? Because the rascal mind. Because of the rascal mind. So we're trying to make the mind a devotee. Durdhyanam Mahammanam. Krishna says, of difficult things to conquer, the mind. So it's a big challenge. Big challenge. But we have Krishna on our side. So there's hope. Krishna, he does amazing things. He does amazing things, inconceivable things. So he could also conquer this mind. If we surrender to Krishna, Daivihesa Gnanamaya, Mama Maya, Mama Viye Bhajante, Maya Tantavat. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome, but one who surrenders unto me can very easily cross the line. So, yeah, I have to surrender. And that means, what is the surrendering verse? Anukoyasya Sankalpa, accepting things favorably. So everything we're doing is favorable for our advancement in Krishna consciousness. Hearing Srimad Bhagavtam, chanting our japa, associating with the devotees, taking Krishna Prasadam, all these things are very, very favorable. And rejecting things that are unfavorable. It's like now there's so much social media, there's a lot of, we also go on the internet, so a lot of things we have to reject. A lot of things may appear attractive, but if there's no Krishna there, then we're wasting valuable time. Every moment is valuable, so we shouldn't waste the valuable time. It's another type of surrender, not wasting time. The Krishna, he will protect me. Devotee in Miami, he was having difficulty, and he left the temple, and he was out surfing, and a shark came towards him, a big shark. He said, Krishna, if you help me out here, I promise I'll go to the temple and I won't leave. So he was paddling away, and he was like, Krishna, please help me, help Krishna. And the shark came and he took a bite, but he just got bored. He got away. He moved to the temple and said, like, thanks, Krishna. It's a dangerous world. Dangerous at every step, dangerous at every swim. Even, believe it or not, there's about couple hundred people die every year from falling off their bed.
Oh.
Yeah, bunk beds. They fall off the bed and hit one of the steel rods there or something. Deva Rita Swami, I heard he broke his arm rolling off his bed. So many years ago, I heard. So even sleeping can be dangerous. Then also a few hundred people die a year from trying to make toast. Yeah, brilliant idea. You got the toast in there. You got a fork and try to get it out. Yeah, the material world, man. It's not a nice place. Yeah. So Tikshva Purunika Surd Sarva Ajata Satvata Sadhava in Sadhubhushnam. His characteristics are sublime. Got wonderful characteristics. This is a devotee. By connection to Krishna, one also develops nice qualities. Krishna has unlimited, wonderful qualities. Right? So the more we connect to Krishna, the more we also develop wonderful qualities. And Prabhu said the most important quality is compassion. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur says, but not the compassion of the drowning man. He gave the example of the person who's one man, he's drowning, and the wife is on the bank, and she's crying out, help, help, my husband is drowning. He goes to some hero, don't worry, man, I'll save him. He goes down, swims out there, grabs it, he's got it, swim back, I got him, it's okay. So he's just got the coat. The man drowns. So people have this compassion of, feeding people or building hospitals. This is all compassionate of the drowning man. They're not helping the person within, just the dress, just the external. So with Krishna consciousness, we're distributing books, so this is helping people understand who they are, that they're the soul. But that's also not easy to understand. Krishna says that some look on the soul as amazing. Some describe him as amazing, some hear him as amazing, some even after hearing about him, can't understand him at all. Even the soul, difficult to understand. There was one boy, he got a book from me over here in the Mountain View downtown. And he was coming to the temple quite a bit. Sundays he'd come and he was chanting japa and reading the books. And then at one point he said, yeah, I'm probably not going to come anymore. I said, well, what? He said, yeah, you can't understand the soul. Can't understand. I suppose it's not, Krishna says, it's not easy to understand. You can't see it. You can't feel it. It's kind of, we just have to have the faith in Krishna's words that for the soul. That he knows when God they But one of the, probably there's so many logical reasons in there. It's like our dress. This dress is going to get old. We're going to do it up eventually. We're going to get new. So the body gets old, and we get another one. And we don't want to die. Nobody wants to die. Why? Because we don't. We're going to die. But actually, what helps us understand deeply the existence of the soul is chanting japa. Chanting japa. We chant sincere japa. Then Krishna gives us realization that we're the soul. So, attentive japa. That's in so many ways. So, or comment, yeah.
Thank you for your guidance class. I was reminded, Ron Devotee was saying he went on book distribution, he met some guy, bodybuilding type of guy, goes to the gym a lot. And he was explaining to this guy that, you love the body, the guy was listening attentively, and you're the soul. Finally, the guy said, well, I'm not my body, whose body am I? So, misunderstanding.
Yeah. Because they're so conditioned. We gotta have a body. Whose body am I? Now, so I was at a university and distributing books. And again, a big weightlifter comes to the table, and I was showing him the books, and he said, "So this will help me understand something about life." I said, "Oh yeah, this book will help you understand that you're not the body. You've taken such good care of this body, but you're not that body. You're the soul. The body's going to die, but you're going to continue." He said, "You mean I should stop weightlifting?" I said, "No, it's okay. You can keep doing it, but you should know that no matter how healthy, no matter how strong it is, it's going to die. Right now, it's getting older. At every moment, the body's getting older. It's getting closer to death." Prabhupada used to say that looking at the beautiful child, the 1-year-old child, and everybody's, coochie coochie coo, beautiful little child, 1 year old, but it's been dying for 1 year. It's been dying for 1 year. It's just getting closer. All the bodies are dying. Dying means getting closer to death. Like Prabhupada there was an interview in Mexico, I think it was Mexico City, and the interviewer he knew something of Vaishnavism. He said, "My understanding is that sannyas is for when people get in their elderly years, but you're giving sannyas to people in their 20s. And Prabhupada said, "Who's to say that you will die after me? Who's to say? You may die tomorrow. Who's to say?" So therefore I'm giving sannyas. We don't know. We don't know when we will die. He said old age means about to die. So we don't know. We don't know. Yeah.
Oh, there's just two thoughts. First one was about bodybuilding, and these people are so selfish. I'm unselfish too, but it's a lot of it's about aesthetic and then being symmetrical. But when we go every morning or in the afternoon, yesterday I went to go see Krishna in the temple, and we look at the arch of form. It's very aesthetic. The way that he stands, very balanced, his legs. So Krishna is the most aesthetic as far as form is concerned, and he's eternal. We try to take these temporary bodies and make them eternity aesthetic. It doesn't work. It ends in misery. That was just one comment. And then as far as bodybuilding and the body, and then yeah, the idea about preaching and tolerance. It reminded me of the Srila Prabhupada quote that was yesterday. Srila Prabhupada said, "To train a new man is like training a wild animal to be a pet. Just like the tiger is trained in the circus, and later on they are dancing to the tune of the master. So the point being stressed is training. A preacher should always be tolerant." And it's just interesting that the preacher goes out of the way to go to the wild animals, the dangerous tigers, or the conditioned beings, but then trains them up in Krishna consciousness. Hopefully. Thank you.
Mm. The name of that devotee was Krishnapad.
Oh, that's right.
Krishnapad, that devotee that came to visit his friend.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, thank you. It's Prabhupada said that trying to, especially in Kali Yuga, he said, cleaning the hearts of my disciples is like trying to clean coal.
Mm-hmm.
In other words, very difficult to train. How do you clean coal? You can't clean coal. It's black from the outside to the inside. It's all black. So that's his disciples. He said, "What can I do? I'm dealing with 10th class people. Very difficult. But still, so many are still, so many Prabhupada disciples still doing nicely. But yes. Anything else? Anything online? Okay, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Prabhu,